Ba-dum bum bum. Windy pig, oh windy, 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 windy pig.
So just a quick update on the moped. I established that last video we did about the moped that the ignition coil was working, so now it's a case of working through the electrics. I did finally find a good wiring diagram for this bike, which has taken me a while to find, so I'm just going to work variously through it. What I've done so far is I've had the flywheel off, the magnetic flywheel. I've had this coil out, which is the coil that would power the ignition coil. I'm going to test this on the bench, and I will probably just replace this condenser. They're only a couple of quid a go, and they do like to fail. These Bosch coils very rarely fail, so I don't think it's going to be this. I think it's probably more likely to be the condenser, but it won't know to test it before you change the condenser anyway. And the way this works is the alternating magnetic fields going round induce current into these, and I'm not going to explain that because you can look up YouTube videos of how inducing current into coils works for magnets. It's very boring. That sends power through this condenser, up through the points and off to the ignition coil, and as we spoke about before, there's two sets of windings. As one power drops away, the magnetic field it is created by that coil collapses. That induces current in the other coil, which then fires a spark plug. And how that basically the what do you call it? The circuit is broken by the points opening. So as the points open, that stops power getting to the main windings, and that's what causes the magnetic field to collapse. So as long as this coil is working and it's this condenser is letting power through and not just sort of dumping it straight to earth, then we should have juice. And if this proves to test fine and chasing the condenser doesn't change what's going on, then it'll be a case of rewiring it from scratch. Interestingly, I found that some of these are wired, and this one might be, I haven't checked yet, so that the earth side of this dumps down through the horn. And so if the horn's faulty, which I don't think it's even plugged in, the horn, or if the horn switch is faulty, that can stop your spark. I had no idea that was a thing with these old mopeds. So I think variably this is just going to be test this power coil, which I think will work as a Bosch coil, change the condenser, check all the wiring all the way through, and try and fire up again. And I will try and film as much of that as possible because the moped is the more interesting project at the minute. So yeah, that's a small update.